All right, beautiful people. So let's talk a little bit of something that many of you are like, you know what? I'm done renting. So let's talk about avoiding the rental trap in 2023. Do you want to become a homeowner or not? Or do you still want to live in your parents' basement? That might be something better because, you got room service, and once you go upstairs, it's just like awesome. You know what? Mom already cooked and she has your fresh laundry done, and that might be probably a good option. Forget about the rental. Just stay living with your parents. Okay, I'm just kidding. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what's going on and how can you avoid the rental trap in 2023. Did you know that rent is going to continue going up anyways? So instead of throwing your money away, because you're never going to be able to recover that money that you're renting, like the rentals, you can't deduct that from your interest, from your taxes. You can't qualify for homestead exemption. That is a totally different story now. Oh shoot, you know what, now talking about homestead exemption, I actually have to apply for homestead exemption. Anyways, moving forward, if you're a renter, you're likely to face an important decision every year. Renew your current lease. Oh my gosh, $200 up again. Do I really want to do that? Do I start looking, or should I just stay in the same place I am? You're staying in your comfort zone. That's what's going on. How many years have you been renting? Think about that. Do you really want to continue renting every single year? I'll be like, I can't put pictures on the walls. I can't paint this. One day when I move and I find a house. Yeah, believe me, I understand because I used to be a renter and I did that for 3-4 years. Yeah, and I was like, nope, we can't keep on doing this. No, the rent kept on going up every single year. Yeah, I didn't want to continue doing that. Do you want to? Nah. Anyways, all right, so let's just go ahead and just talk about this. So you're going to renew your current lease this year. It's probably around the corner. You're like, what do I do? How do I even start to buy a house? So this year is no different. But before you dive deeply into your options, this helps understand the true cost of renting to move forward. Renting moving forward. Do you want to continue renting? I know I've said this like 10 times already, more than 10 times. All right, in the past year, both current renters and new renters have seen their rent go up based on information on Realtor.com. So let's talk a little bit about what's really going on, what happened, and why are renters seeing an increase. And based on Realtor.com, let's go ahead and talk about this. So 3 out of 4 renters, 74.2% who have moved in the past 12 months reported seeing their rent increase. The strain from recent rent hikes isn't exclusive to renters who have recently moved. Nearly 2/3 of renters, 63.2%, who have lived in their current rental between 12 and 24 months and likely renew their lease have also reported increase in rents. So guys, even though you are in a lease, they're able to increase that rent. You're not protected by that. And sometimes you are. Sometimes there is an addendum they can make or tell you, hey, you know what? It's time for you to move forward, or let's just go ahead and increase your rent. But they actually have to give you 60 days in the state of Georgia to move out. So anyways, now we're talking about this. Let's continue. It depends on the landlord. It depends on who you're renting from and so forth. And if you look back at historical data, that shouldn't come as a surprise. That's because according to the Census, rents have been rising fairly consistent since 1998. Oh my gosh. Almost 30 years. Yeah. Median asking rent since 1988. All right, so 1988. We're talking about almost 40 years, people. 40 years. Okay, this is a totally different thing, but rent have been increasing since since 1988, and we've seen a huge increase. So so I had a call come in. But anyways, this is basically the whole thing. It's just like we've been seeing rents from, remember back in 1988, I was probably 3 years old, and it was like $300 a month, and then it kept on creeping up little by little. And now, I can't even say that you can find rent for $1,400 a month. It's insane. And I'm just like, wow, it's more than that. But so if you're considering renting as an option in 2023, it's worth weighing whether this trend is likely to continue. The 2023 housing forecast from Realtor.com expects rents will keep on climbing. And yes, like I said, prices are going to continue rising. When have you seen historically, that rent has decreased? I'm just going to give you a second for you to think on that and process that. When have you seen when have you heard that rents have decreased? That's what I thought. Okay. So now the forecast projects rents will increase by 6.3% in the year ahead. In 2023, people, what's going on? I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I mean, if you're renting, you're not going to be building wealth or anything. You're just paying someone else's mortgage. Think about that. And when compared to when we're comparing this, between 2013 and 2019, there was an increase of 5%. Then in 2021, there was a 10% increase. Then in 2022, there was a 7.7 increase. Now in 2023, we're looking at an increase of 6.3%. What are you going to do? Tell me, what are you going to do? Are you going to continue renting? Paying someone else's mortgage? Or are you going to start looking into buying a house? All right. So that forecast, like I said, this is basically, it's clear that the projection in 2023 doesn't call for an increase as drastic as the ones before. 2021, we had a 10% increase, right? But this means if you're planning to rent again this year, you have not renewed your lease, your payment will go up again. So what are you doing? What are your options? What can you do? Is it time for you to become a homeowner? Grow up and get a house? Maybe. All right, let's just go ahead and talk about homeownership. Homeownership provides an alternative to rising rents. Of course, when you become a homeowner, you're not going to have that price increase. You're not going to have that monthly payment increase unless taxes and all that. That's a totally different story. But it could go up or down, up or down. But it doesn't mean that it's going to be automatically every single year. Oh, okay, we're going to go ahead and pay this for someone else. No. You're paying for yourself. You're putting that money in your pocket. You're building that wealth. You're building that equity. If anything happens, you can always take that equity line, do something that is something solid for you and your family. You're building stability there. You're putting down roots, and it's time for you to do that. All right, so these rising costs may make you consider what other alternatives you have if you're looking for more stability, and this is what I told you, stability. It could be time to prioritize home ownership. So are you looking to become a homeowner today? Okay, one of the many benefits of owning your own home, it is that it provides a stable monthly cost that you can lock in for the duration of your loan. And let's talk about Freddie Mac. So Freddie Mac says monthly rent payments may increase over time, but a fixed rate mortgage will ensure that you're paying the same amount each month. And that is gold. So with a fixed rate mortgage, your interest rate is locked in for life of the loan. And that is correct. Unless you decide to refinance for a lower interest rate, then you know what? More into your pocket. Think about that. With a fixed rate mortgage, your interest rate is locked for the life of the loan. Steady payments allow you to budget wisely and make plans for the future. Have you thought about just going ahead and just going into that trip that you've always wanted, or, making your house pretty and doing other things, or buying that boat that you've always wanted? Of course, right? So let's just go ahead and talk about this. If you're planning to make a move this year, locking your monthly housing costs for the duration of your loan can be a major benefit. Even if you're thinking of getting married, that might be some of your priorities in your list. So better yet, why not now? So you'll avoid wondering if you'll need to adjust your budget account for the annual increase like you would if you're letting your house payment up to your landlord and their renewal cycle. Of course, the landlord's going to increase your rate. Of course. I would do the same thing too. It's a business. At the end of the day, I need to make money and I want money in my pocket. It's called passive income for a landlord like me. And think about it. you're paying their rent, their mortgage, you know, which is a good thing for them, not for you. I mean, you get to live in the place, of course, but is it yours? No, it's not. Can you deduct it from taxes? No. Can you claim that homestead exemption? No. Can you claim those interests? Oh, no, you can't because you're not a homeowner. Think about that. So homeowners also enjoy the added benefit of home equity, which has grown substantially. In fact, the latest homeowner equity insight report from CoreLogic shows the average homeowner gained $34,300 over the last 12 months. So did you do any of that? Oh no, forgot. You're a renter. You can't do that because you don't have a home. Okay, so as a renter, your rent payment covers only the cost of your dwelling. When you pay your mortgage on a house, you grow your wealth through the forced savings of your home equity, which is amazing because that is counted as wealth. You're building that's an asset for you. That creates like things that gives you opportunities of doing other things in life. So if you're thinking of really continue renting, just leave me a comment. And if you're not thinking of renting this year and you're like, you know what, it is time for me to become a homeowner, grow up and not live in my parents' basements where my mom cooks my good meals every single day and makes my laundry. Sorry, that was not the thing that I was trying to say. But if you're looking into actually not renting this year anymore and you want to become a homeowner, leave me a comment. Get in touch with me and let's go from there. Let's see how I can help you because you know what? I just found out that there's 2 different grants for conventional, but there's different things that we can do. There's different options and how we can get you into your dream home. And for next year, you can claim homestead exemption. You can claim on your taxes and write off those interest rates. What about that? Doesn't that sound good? And guess what? You won't have that increase in payments anymore. So this is Cindy Presgraves with Cindy's Realty Group by eXp, and I hope you loved my video. Subscribe, share, and comment for more.